Our shopper marketing department has grown here as it has probably in many places because of the growth of the retailer power. Basically brands as we know them are being squeezed between consumers who now have more control and retailers who have more control. So with all of the effort and the focus on shopper marketing, we really have to admit that most of it has come from a very pragmatic and almost urgent response to what is a growth in retailer and distributor power. And so because it's grown so quickly that way, it's still very youthful. Like we don't have a lot of answers about shopper marketing. So there are facts, there are things that work with shopper marketing that may be more pragmatic that we can certainly learn from. There's some fallacies, some things that are being thrown around and we just haven't quite learned from yet. And there's some fantasies because there are a lot of people selling that this is the holy grail. And the truth is we haven't really figured it out yet. So we're just going to come clean, open the full kimono, as it were, and say, here's shopper marketing for what it is. We're going to examine it without the hype, and we're going to say, here are the facts, here are the fallacies, and here's some of the fantasies about shopper marketing, so we can all sort of agree where we are now, and then maybe we can talk about where we can go to bridge the brand shopper gap. For the equity cycle of a brand to continue, a purchase has to be made. So you can't just be on TV all the time with no purchase and expect people to continue their beliefs about your brand. So when that time comes and that person is standing in the store and they're ready to buy your product, is that person even the person that received your media message? Right. If so, do they believe what you want them to believe? If they do, are they even accessing that belief, or are they looking at the price? Michael Porter tells us, the 4 Ps, it's price more often than marketers would like to think. Yeah. To what degree is it price, and then how does that all interrelate? Yeah. That's really the crux of what we're talking about here, is that when the rubber meets the road, what are the fantasies we're telling ourselves versus what's actually happening in the marketplace? And we've always had two departments. We've had sales and we've had brand marketing, and so you never really had to wrestle with it because they existed in different silos. And now that there's shopper marketing, someone has to say, you know what? Branding is great, sales is great. At some point they have to converge, and shopper market, I think, is the place that we can do that.
And as part of that merging, there has to be that emotional connection you make with the shopper at that moment of truth.
Yes, at some point you have to access something in their mind, some equities that you've been able to in their belief system that they've got to pull from, because you are battling price. First of all, you're battling access, or even there. What else is there? What's the frame of reference? What's the price? What are the sizes? Why am I buying it? What mood am I in? There's also some ambient things that have to be considered. And so there's all that you have to contend with, and you get one shot at the belief system. So to what degree is that being brought to bear on that decision-making process? And it is just a part of it. And again, in the past, we focused on that like that was the only thing, was that belief. And now we have to realize that it's part of a much grander thing, including what's the context I'm buying in? Why am I here at this retailer? Why did I choose Walgreens instead of Rite Aid? Why did I choose Target instead of Walmart, etc.?
Stephen Springfield speaks at the DFW AMA Luncheon in Fort Worth on April 24th. Registration starts at 11:30 a.m. and the lunch begins at 12 noon. The program will run about an hour 15 to an hour 30. It'll be at the Riata Restaurant in Fort Worth.